9% of the population account for 45% of the spending. And this category is called the affluent. And today's episode is all about how we get in front of them. But I thought we'd start with a story today. And it's a story about a client of mine called Rob Young. Now, he owns a tremendous facility over in Fremantle in WA called Young for Life. Now, when I met Rob 3 years ago, he was operating out of a footy club and he was charging a low amount for his membership, only $19 a week. He had 500 members, so he almost had $1 million business right there. But he had so many moving parts. He had to have multiple rooms, to have multiple class offerings. He had to have a ton of staff and contractors, and he had to market like a machine every single day just to cater for the attrition that was happening. He was sick of the model, and the model was no longer working for him. When I looked at the business and I looked at his demographic, it was clear. I was like, you need to be marketing to the affluent. We need to reposition your offer, the marketing, the sales, and the product itself to be in alignment with this new demographic that we're going to target. 3 years later, he now has over 200 members paying over $100 a week. So yes, his overall member count has dropped. In fact, it's more than halved, yet he's making more money. He's doing it out of one space now, and before he had multiple spaces that he needed to rent. And instead of having a team of 20 plus contractors, he now has a very tight team of 5. He repositioned his business, markets to the affluent, and he's making more profit than he ever has previously, significantly more. And it all started to change when he targeted the 9%. So in today's episode, I'm going to break down what we need to do so you can get more premium clients, because there is no more effective way to increase your profitability than enrolling lots of premium clients. In today's episode, I'm going to break down all the elements that you need to have in place so you can be successful in attracting these affluent clients. And it all starts with your mindset first and foremost. A lot of people that I speak to get in their own way. They have beliefs around money that aren't true. They have beliefs around what they can charge that aren't true. Instead, they're based on their relationship with money. And so they may have grown up with a scarcity mindset. They may have grown up thinking that things are expensive, that there is not much money out in the world, and therefore they will put a handbrake or a ceiling on how much they can make and how much they can charge. If they're struggling or they've struggled in a period of their life to pay rent, pay for food, then they are, again, going to bring their prices down so they're aligned with what they know. But this isn't the reality. You don't get paid what you're worth. You get paid for the value that you deliver in this world and to the person willing to pay for it. And so right now, you may say, you know what, Dan, there's not people in my suburb that can pay $100, $150, $200 a week for training. And to that, I say that's absolutely false. Right now, there's people in your suburb that are paying $60,000, $100,000, $150,000 for a car. There's people in your suburb right now spending $6 a day for a coffee. There's people in your suburb right now that are paying private school fees, which are $40,000, $50,000 a year. There's people in your suburb that have an iPhone worth over $1,000. So it's not that there's a lack of money. There's just a lack of belief. And in every suburb, there is a 9%. There is an affluent portion, and that's who we want to be targeting. Not the 90% who only control 40% of the spending. We want the 9% that control 45% of the spending. The next false belief that you may have is that if you introduce this new premium product like Rob did, you may say, I'm going to lose all my members. There's no way my members will pay that. And again, this is your own beliefs around money and abundance that's getting in the way of a reality. Now, there's a few different ways that you can run a high ticket offer. You can run it in addition to what you're already doing, or you can actually change your business model over a period of time like Rob did. But I'll share this with you. Rob and I just didn't decide to blow up his whole business overnight. Rather, it was a strategic plan, and this happened over a period of 3 years, where he went from one business model to the other, but got paid in the process. So we were very strategic. What's really fascinating is if you put an offer to all your current clients right now, I guarantee that 10 to 20% of them would pay at least double what you're charging now. Why? Because they believe in you, they trust in you, and they will pay for speed and results. And when people pay premium, this is what they expect. Another limiting belief that you may have is, my facility isn't nice enough. It's an industrial warehouse, it's a garage gym, it's a park outside. Again, what I'll say to this is that's absolutely rubbish. That's just you getting in your own way. People aren't paying for the nice LED lighting on the ceiling. They're not paying for the nice hand soap. They're not paying for the Watson dumbbells. All of these things are niceties. But again, it's not what matters most. What matters most is what I said before: speed, results, and an incredible experience, not the equipment itself. Another limiting belief that may be coming into your head right now is, this just sounds greedy. Charging over $100 a week? That's just too much. Well, here's the alternative. You continue undercharging right now. You compress your margins. As a result of that, you're stressed, you're burnt out. It's now taking a toll on your family, and you don't know how much longer you can stay in this industry doing this for. Which one is more selfish? I believe it's actually selfless, because now you actually charge what you're worth, you deliver better results, you give more attention and more focus, and then you're able to reinvest back into the business itself to deliver even more resources. And I just want to finish with this. Price is just a belief. It truly is. And I know it can be scary. I've undercharged my whole life. When I started out as a PT, it was so minimal. But then I looked into the mirror and said, you are worth more than that, and gradually increased my prices over time. The same has happened with my coaching and our agency services as well. A lot of the time, what you charge is simply a reflection on the relationship you have with money. And in a previous episode, I talked about all the limiting beliefs, how to actually up-level and replace those beliefs with empowering beliefs, how to actually acknowledge or identify what these beliefs are and how they're holding you back, specifically when it comes to money. Right now, if you're putting a handbrake on, or your inner talk is saying, I can't do this, not in my area, not with my space, not with what I have in my experience, then you need to really look deep and you need to resolve that, because that is holding you back more than anything else in business itself. I can give you all the best tactical knowledge, the best sales scripts, the best ads, the best way to present your products and services. But unless you resolve these limiting beliefs and up-level your relationship with money, you will forever be stuck. That's why I call this podcast Profit Made Simple, because I want you to have a better relationship with money and make more money in the process. Money is just a byproduct. Money is a byproduct of how many people you help and the level of problems you solve. And if you're getting people healthy and fit, that's one almighty problem you're solving. You are enhancing their life. You are transforming their life. And if you do this with more people, then you're going to be paid more. Now we've talked about the mindset. Let's talk about who the 9% are. Who are the affluent? I'm going to give you some real world examples of businesses within the fitness industry that are doing this remarkably well. Now, the currency is different at this point in time. I am the 9%. My partner is the 9%. What do we want? We want speed. We want results. And I want to feel important. I want great service. A couple of years ago, I invested significantly into a sporting club membership. Now, this entails recovery areas, it's impressive outdoor gyms, 50-meter pools, great cafes. I get access to sporting games and everything else. Now, that was a significant financial investment. Why did I make that financial investment? Because it gave me status, because now I'm around other people that are investing in their health and fitness. It's a social opportunity for me. So now I'm actually spending time with mates, doing something that I love. And there was great flexibility. in terms of the services, classes, and programs on offer. Not everyone is going to pay $100 plus per week. Rob Young is a great example. He changed his market. He went specifically for females 40 plus. He changed his messaging. He's now talking a lot about menopause. He's talking about the importance of strength training. He knew that this population would pay a premium. Why? Because it's important to them. What did they value? They valued expertise. They valued privacy. They valued flexibility. They valued intimacy. They valued high touch. They valued accountability. This is what's important to them. So I'm going to give you some examples because if you research these businesses and you look at their websites, they leave tremendous clues. So one of them is Locker Room. Now, I actually had Lachlan on the podcast, the founder of Locker Room. And Locker Room claims that it's, Australia's most expensive gym, all right, most prestigious gym. And what it is it's essentially a personal training studio. It's based here in Sydney. They've got 2 locations and they're doing incredibly well. If you jump on their website, you can see who they're targeting their services to. It's executives and founders. They're really clear on what the 9% look like. They are C-level executives and they are founders, entrepreneurs. Another example is Soma Collection. You jump on their website and look at the words they use. Exclusive, private. And again, this is based in a really affluent area in Sydney, in the CBD. They're targeting a lot of their workers. They've introduced a level of exclusivity, only 500 members, and they have very clearly positioned themselves to the affluent space. Another example, based in Melbourne, a little bit different, not just the gym, but more of a health club or a retreat or a wellness space, is St. Haven. Now, they now have 3 locations. They're coming to Sydney and Bondi Beach. And again, they've got this exclusivity, all right? Social status is very important. I talked about how important it was for me in selecting my gym membership. And so you actually have to apply to be considered. So who are these demographics going to be? They're generally, not in all cases, not exclusive, but they're generally going to be a little bit older, all right? They're a little bit more established in their careers, all right? They're 40 plus. They're generally going to be time poor. They're going to have families and they're going to have lots of priorities. So they want a place where they can just get their results expedited. They're going to be people that have a bit of education and knowledge. So they value things like longevity and biohacking, all right? They value your intelligence. They're people that want safe spaces and personalization. This could be busy mums, busy dads. And then they also are executives, or they're also leaders in their industries that are looking for that edge, that extra bit of energy, that higher level of performance. So that's who we're targeting with a higher level product and service. So now we have our premium affluent member mindset. We're going to charge a lot for a really remarkable experience and service. We now know exactly who we're going to be targeting that to. The third part is the offer itself. Now, the offer isn't about stacking lots of little things. It's not that at all. What it's about is access. In your offer, you want to make sure that they feel like an individual. They don't feel like another number, but rather they feel like the most important person in the world. And so everything should be tailored. It should be personalized. Second part is they want a high level of accountability. They want to be able to access you, and you should be able to respond within a reasonable time period. The third part is they want a premium experience. You should be greeting them at the gym itself with a towel, water bottle. You want to shake their hand. You want to look them in the eyes. You want to make sure that you're 100% present and attentive. You want to support them with any questions that they have, any additional resources. You want to make sure that there's communication in between the sessions themselves. There's opportunity for education as well. You also want to make sure that this is more than just the exercise session. You want to talk to them about performance, longevity, biohacking, nutrition, and just human optimization. And the very last thing you want to do is just make it so simple and easy for them to do business with you. Our next area is the marketing and then the sales side of things. So let's talk about the marketing first and foremost. If you want to attract a premium member, you can't just do the same generic copycat marketing as everybody else. You have to show that you're a little bit more sophisticated. You have to show that you know your stuff. You have to show that you are different. And so the marketing itself is going to be more complex. It's going to have more layers. You want to make sure that you're doing a lot of education-based marketing. You want to make sure that you're speaking directly to them and that you understand what their problems are, but more importantly, you understand how to resolve them. You want to make sure that the offers aren't about discounts or bulk purchases, but rather are about outcomes. So you have to be a lot more strategic with the marketing. Locker Room is a fantastic example. You have a look. It's very well constructed, well thought out messaging to the busy executive. How can they actually prioritize fitness? How can they do it when they're traveling? What kind of results will they achieve and realize when they adopt their training methodologies? If you're using text-based graphics, Chat GPT copy, you're only asking for leads at the bottom of the funnel, you're not going to be successful in attracting the premium market. The premium market needs a relationship. A premium market needs a lot more nurture. The premium market needs to see you as the real deal. Now, when it comes to the sales side of things, again, this is going to be a little different. You're not selling a $9.95 gym membership. Instead, you're selling something that's going to cost $100 to $300 plus per week. And to do so, you need to establish a great relationship and rapport with the individual itself. So we use a two-part sales system when it comes to premium products. The first is going to be a call or an information night if you've got a specific program. I can give you a quick example of this. Evolve Training Systems down in Bayswater, Melbourne. They have a premium product. I've just helped them scale that premium product to great heights. And we used information nights. Why? Because this affluent clientele values education. They value expertise. So we use the information night as an opportunity to showcase that. Now, if you don't want to do an information night, then you just do a phone call into a tour, a face-to-face consult. In the face-to-face consult, you're not trying to convince them. You're actually going to prescribe. I want you to kind of take on the persona of a doctor. You know what's best for them and you're going to advise. You're not going to push. You're going to prescribe rather than hard close. The reality is this, is your marketing should be so good that they are already 80% sold before they walk into your facility. That's how important that education-based marketing is. Next area that we'll discuss is the delivery itself. Now, it can be a one-on-one product. It can be a semi-private product. It can be a hybrid-based product. It can even be like a small team-based product as well. It's really up to you. They all work. But here's a few of the really important variables. Number one, you've got really highly credentialed, educated coaches. You're dealing with intelligent professionals in most cases. So you need to be able to have high-level conversations. So they're not going to be the personal trainer that's just finished their Cert 3 and 4. They're going to need to have some more runs under their belt. The second thing is they're going to want accountability. That's what they're paying for. They're paying for results, and the quickest way to get results is high-level accountability from someone external. So you want to make sure that you're offering that multiple ways. Third thing is more metrics. A lot of the time, these people are going to be wearing Oura rings, Whoop bands. They're going to love the data itself, and you want to be giving this back to them. Maybe they don't have the wearables, but you're still showcasing how they're improving their health and fitness, whether it's strength gains, aerobic gains, body composition changes. You want to make sure that the experience is super premium, and you don't need to spend an exorbitant amount of money, but it can just be the little things. It might be the scented towel after they finish their workout. It might be the bottle of water that you hand them. It might be the handwritten note that you send in the mail when they achieve something great. It might be the physical gift pack that you get them that has gifts that are meaningful to them. And the last way is you want to talk to them about recovery and wellness. It really would be appropriate to have a collaboration with a recovery or wellness center so you can advise on how they can support their health both inside and outside of the gym itself. In business, everything works. You can build an absolutely fantastic business with 3, 4, 5,000 members, all paying a small amount. You're still going to make really good profit. But right now, if you've got a smaller business, you don't have this significant infrastructure, then the quickest and most effective way to a profitable business is to target the affluent, target the 9%, speak to them, solve their problems. You need less clients, you're going to have less churn, less marketing pressure, and you're going to be able to have a very profitable business in a small amount of time. There's been countless examples of people that have done this so well within our community, people that I've coached. Now, again, I'll give you some names. Look these people up. So you've got Real Fitness, absolutely fantastic entrepreneur in Mitch. He's got a 7-figure facility doing semi-private. Minimum is $110 per week. Physique Performance Specialist, Johnny Allen House. He's got 5 gyms over in Perth. Again, semi-private premium product done really well. You've got Rob Young at Young for Life. You've got David at Evolve Training Systems and countless others within our community that are doing this at a really high level. So if you've listened to today's episode and you're like, you know what? Dan has challenged me. I can be charging more. I do have a premium product. Then here's some really easy next steps. Number 1, audit your current offer. Is it a premium-based offer or is there an opportunity to layer in a premium option? And I'll give you a quick example of this. One of our amazing clients, Josh at Body Blitzer, he has a team training business. When I looked at his business, I saw that there was an opportunity to have a premium option, which then layered in one-on-one training. Now, this was important for many reasons. One-on-one training plus team training improves retention. Number 2, it gave more hours to his coaches. And number 3, it gave him more money on the front end. So now we've created an A or B front end sale, a premium option and then the basic option. He's now making double the amount of money that he was on the front end, and he's keeping his clients longer and he's converting them from trial to member at an even higher rate. So audit your offers right now. Number 2, rebuild your offers. If you know you're leaving money on the table by not having this in place, let's get it in place. Another example is Kate at Empower 360. Again, I had a look at her demographic. I had a look at her expertise. And I said, you need to create a premium option for your members. We did so, and we've added significantly more money to her business on a recurring level by just adding this second option in. Number 3. Get clear on who you're targeting, what the actual delivery looks like, how you need to up-level your marketing and sales, and let's get that campaign live. There are 2 ways to build a great business. One for the masses or one for the margins. Choose wisely. The 9% are waiting. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I appreciate you.